Oh, well, hello there, you beautiful, wonderful, miraculous human being. I am Andrea Dawn, and I'm so happy to be here with you today discussing yoga philosophy. We are talking about the koshas, or the layers, or the sheaths of our being. So we hear often in our yoga practice, or maybe just in general, that all of our answers are within, that we must go within. But how do we go within? We start with our Pranamaya Kosha, our first layer, our most dense layer, our physical being. I have a whole nother video about that, so you can check that out and find out more. But we access that part of ourselves through our movement, through our asana practice. And that takes us to a key which unlocks the next layer, which is our Pranamaya Kosha. You hear the word prana, which you might know as energy or a little bit more subtle energy. And the prana is like the life force. It's our aliveness. It's movement. And so the yogis say that there are 72,000 nadis or channels, energetic channels that this prana runs through. And they're all connected by our one main nadi, which is our sushumna, and that connects all of the chakras. And so this energy moves through them, so that's why we want to balance it. And to balance that energy, to nourish that energy, we do that with the food that we eat, the conversations that we have, the relationships that we're in, and most importantly, our breath. And you'll hear that in pranayama, or breathing techniques that we use so that we can balance that energy. So, as always, I like to take what I read and listen to what other teachers have to say, and then sit with it and integrate it and make these teachings really come to life in my own yoga practice. So I'm going to read to you my interpretation of Pranamaya Kosha, this second layer. We as humans are comprised of layers, from our bodies to our breath, to our mind, to our wisdom, to our bliss. These layers are not separate. They do not stand alone. They are interwoven like indigenous Guatemalan tapestries. Each thread is a journey of its own and also an integral part of the whole masterpiece. We can begin with the most dense outer layer of our physical being, our Pranamaya Kosha, and be led into an intricate system of energy called our prana, or our life force, that which enables the body to move and the mind to think. It is the intelligence that coordinates our senses and the perceptible manifestation of our higher selves. This is our Pranamaya Kosha. Fortunately and unfortunately, I have witnessed the precise moment of transition of both my father and our furry beloved dog Guster. The prana shakti, which animates the aliveness of our beings, is so apparent in that moment. It is essential that we realize while we are still here occupying our bodies, that we have been anointed caretaker of this aliveness. It is our divine responsibility to nourish it. We have the power to bless our own aliveness with mindful breathing, clean air, sunshine, nutrients, fresh water, solution-oriented conversation, and loving relationships. This blessing activates and expands the breadth, width, and depth of which we get to experience on a daily basis. So while it may be true that each breath we take is one breath closer to our death, it is also true that each breath we take is one more opportunity gifted to experience ourselves as the incarnation of the divine. It is never too late, and you are never too old to breathe this very breath as the very same breath of God herself. And I love to think of it that way. I love to think of the breath that we breathe is the same breath of the divine. So I can really feel and know and remember myself as that divine creature, nature, truth that I am. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please give it a like, please subscribe. I will be presenting yoga philosophy topics weekly and asana practices weekly as well. And if there's anything that you're looking to learn about, please let me know. It is always such a blessing, honor, and privilege to be here sharing yoga with you. Thank you so much. My heart sees and feels and smiles to yours.